Hey everyone, so tonight I'm doing a review on Deathlok, my final one I've collected out of the Sasquatch wave. Hopefully I'll get the others later on. But in front of the package it says Deadpool, Deathlok, Marvel Legends, Deadpool at the top that we've seen, Sasquatch has a cool drawing of, just pick the camera up, of Deathlok on the side. I think that looks really cool. On the back, shows the back of the figure, along with a little brief bio, and the rest of the figure's in the wave. So we'll get this guy open and check out the details. Alright guys, so Deathlok comes with the left arm of Sasquatch here. I'll show you that real quick. Getting closer. And then it comes with two weapons and a ammunition belt, which you can then feed into the gun here. So that's pretty cool. It's not a traditional Gatling gun, but it does look like you can put on either side. So depending on the way you're having them hold it, I will most likely have it feeding out to the left, most likely. We'll see. Anyway, also what's cool too is the barrels here rotate. So I think that's a nice little touch. They don't have to do that since, you know, we're not going to obviously, well, maybe we will be playing with it a little bit, but it's just pretty cool. But otherwise, it's just a darker, kind of like a darker gray plastic. There's not really any paint detailing on here at all, but it's got a good sculpt. You can kind of see the trigger on this side, and there's not really too much where else he can hold it for like dual wielding, but pretty cool. I kind of wish the belt could actually feed all the way through, because I think that would have been, I guess that would look kind of silly though, because the bolts wouldn't be missing as it was feeding out the other side, so I guess I understand. But the belt itself is very pliable, and you can see kind of the bullets in there. It also comes with this handgun, which is cool. It's got the extra long clip on the bottom, or magazine, and he's got a scope on the top. This looks really cool. Another futuristic looking gun, but something different. Now getting into the figure, he looks freaking cool. Like when I got him out, I was pretty impressed. I was like, wow, this guy's a lot better than the Toy Biz one. I wish I still had the Toy Biz one. Maybe one of these days I'll still pick him up, because I'm pretty sure he's, if I remember right, he's pretty cheap. But the head sculpt alone, I mean, the head sculpt just looks awesome. I really like how this turned out. I mean, you can even, there's even some paint detailing. I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's kind of like a green on the top side of his head here. But just the overall sculpt, the way, you know, you can see his skull nose. It just looks so cool. Really like how that turned out. Making sure this camera's picking it up. Hopefully you guys can see that green. But I really like how the head sculpt turned out. I think that looks very cool. And I like the silver metallic on the metal parts with the yellow eye. I think that looks sick. That looks so cool. Really liking that. Underneath his neck, he does have some overspray on his neck here from the silver on his chin. So that's kind of too bad, but not too bad. Didn't get on the red at least. So I guess you can just say his neck's, I mean, you don't see it too often, but, or too much, but you, I see it. He's got his little pack on his back. This is not removable. I kind of pulled on it. I guess it probably is. Oh, never mind. There we go. So the pack itself is removable. It's got these scratches and scrapes, but you can kind of see the sculpt on there for his little futuristic looking pack. I think that looks pretty cool. But I like all the scratches and the texturing. It's just a plug on the back. And the back of the figure is just red, just so you can see. It continues the yellow lining on the back. But man, that looks cool. And the American flag turned out really nice. I like how that came out a lot. It's not messed up at all. Looks good. Really liking that. And it's got a nice sculpt on the whole front of the chest, or the lines. Those are all nicely sculpted in. With the yellow, it's just a red plastic on the body. He's got a nice silver arm. I really like the sculpt on this. Kind of, it's just like Colossus, but smaller. He's got a brown band around his wrist here. But he's got trigger fingers on this hand, or trigger finger. Open palm on this hand with the metal continuing, and it's just the red plastic again with the same wrap. The hose is very pliable, and you can unplug it. So you got a hole right there. I have not, it's attached on this side, but it's nice, just kind of a gold plastic, very pliable, and it sits in there nicely. But I like how it's actually got a little sculpted detail to it too. And the belt looks really nice. It's got nice silver, gold. I'm so used to saying silver belt buckle. It's got a nice gold buckle in the front with the brown pouches. I think that looks really cool. Continues all the way around, gets smooth here. It's got the little container here where the hose connects. It's got a holster for the gun. So let's move his arm out of the way so you guys can see that. So there you go. Kind of goes over the scope, but it fits in nice. It's probably how I'll keep it. Then it continues with the red, a bit like a little short. It's got the little yellow lining around the top here. I love this sculpt on the legs. I think that looks so cool. Very good job, Hasbro. It's got the brown knee pads here. They're not really worn out. They just are brown knee pads. Continues with the feet, or the boots. And it's nice red boots. And it's got the gold paint on the front here at the rivets and little silver buttons on the sides here. And a little bit of tread on the sides and pegals at the bottom. Overall, it's a really cool looking figure. Way better than I was expecting. I didn't expect to really care for Deathlok too much, just because I didn't really care for the Toy Biz one. But having him, he's really cool. He's got just more of an open grasp. I don't know if I said that already, on his left hand. So I'm going to go over the articulation. So his head's able to look all the way up. Looks good. Looks down all the way. Looks left and right, and got a little bobble. It's got ball joints in the shoulders, and move up about that much. So you can probably move further up if this was in the way, because this is kind of a harder plastic. Move forward and back. It's got an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. It's got a no swivel at the forearm, but wrist rotation, also a hinge at the wrist. It's a nice clicky ab crunch, which is always good. I love hearing that. It's got a waist swivel, it's spread about that much. You can kick forward and double jointed knees. Upper thigh swivel, boot rotation, ankles move down, they move up. He's got a nice ankle rocker in the butt. The little silver button there does not get in the way. You can see it doesn't even rub it, which is nice. Don't have to worry about the paint rub if you're having him in a dynamic pose. All right, so guys, I'll show you guys how tall Deathlok is. All right, guys, so Deathlok stands right around 6.5 inches tall. It did take a little work to get his right hand to really grip onto this gun. I had to kind of spread his fingers, but I don't really have him gripping the bottom of the gun. But I think this looks really cool. So obviously you can have him kind of holding it lower. It's like, see. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, it really had to spread his fingers out. I'll go ahead and show you guys with the handgun, and then I'll be done. So with the handgun, hopefully I didn't stretch his hands out. The handgun definitely pops on there, not too bad, but yeah, I'll probably definitely be using the bigger gun. I think that looks pretty cool. But there you go, guys. That's my review on the Marvel Legends Deathlok. I definitely think he's worth picking up. I think he's very cool. And if you're a fan of the Toy Biz one, you'll love this one. This guy is just awesome. Toy Biz one had the same kind of gun, but it was connected to the back and with the hose, and then the hose connected up here to the gun. So you couldn't really get a wide range of motion on it. It was just attached. So you couldn't, it was hard to kind of rotate it onto each hand, and then it would plug in the back, which is kind of cool to holster it. But yeah, this is just a much better improvement. I just love how this figure looks. All right, guys. Hope you guys liked it. Please leave a comment. If you want to see him compared next to any figures, please let me know, and I'll do a comparison video. If not, no problem, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, guys. Take care.